The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. And we here, and then if you're hearing my voice, that means Ed is not with us today. But what's up? Happy Monday, everyone. I'm joined with Brittany, Carol, and Monica today. How you doing, ladies?
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
So how was y'all weekend?
Hot. I've been waiting for the heat wave, and now I'm like, man, let's go back to the cold air, But I don't know. I'm never happy with the weather here. It's like too hot or either too cold for me. So it's hard. But it's gonna be very hot this week. It's gonna be in the hundreds. So I'm not looking forward to it.
And you, Carol?
It was hot as well. I mean, evidently you all have the same temperature we have here because we're in the hundreds as well. But I had a good weekend. I went to see Hairspray this weekend, and it was actually excellent. Excellent. I would recommend it if you have the play coming your way.
Oh, okay. And yourself, Brittany?
I didn't really do too much of anything. It's been really hot, so I've just been chilling.
that hot weather.
It's going to be in the hundreds all week.
Oh, wow.
Looking forward to that.
And on the weekends, it's going to be, I think, 110 where we're going to be.
Where are you guys going to be?
In San Jacinto, out there.
Oh, yeah. No, most definitely. It's going to be 110 over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not looking forward to it. But my cousins do have good air conditioning.
You have to have good air conditioning to live in some parts of California.
Mm-hmm. Or part of the world at this point now.
Yeah, that's true.
And Brittany, you know what groups we have for today?
Yes, we have support group with Dominic Martin at 6:00 PlayStation time. This is one of our most popular groups. Today, he's going to be talking about ACEs, so adverse childhood ACEs, basically how trauma that happened in your childhood affects you as an adult. That's basically my understanding of ACEs. But if you'd like to have a more in-depth understanding of it, come join Dominic tonight at 6:00 Pacific Standard Time. And this is one of our most popular groups. A lot of people really enjoy this group, and Dominic he's great, guys. Like, if you don't trust me, if you don't believe me, you check out this group. It's one of our best groups. It really is. He knows his stuff, and it's very eye-opening. I learned a lot about myself, and the group has definitely triggered me and made me think about a lot of things in my personal life. But it's a great group, so come on and check it out.
Yes, it is true. It's one of our popular, and yes, they do say that whatever things happen in childhood manifest and your behavior later on. So that'd be a cool class to come listen to and see what Dominic got. And Dominic always brings resources, guys, and videos. So after the class, you get those resources so you can go and explore that topic or get to it more in depth. So, sign up at info@blindunited.org. Anybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
I
And
love this group. I like Brittany said, it has made me realize about a lot of stuff that growing up, and make me understand some of the things I do now is because of the behavior I had growing up. But it's like she said, it's everybody loves this group. It's even sometimes hard to talk because everybody talks. But the time goes by super fast. I wish they could add a little bit more time, but it is, it's a very good group. I recommend it to everyone to come out and check it out.
And I agree with all of you. I enjoy the group as well. I mean, he's so thorough and oh my, he's good. He's good. He's really good. So
Yeah.
yes,
And not only that, but we have a women's support group coming up, and that's going to be every second and fourth Tuesday, I believe, at 5. So come check that out. So if there's things that you want to talk about that you don't really feel comfortable talking about in front of male people, I mean, not saying that there's anything wrong with men or anything, just, there might be something that you really just don't feel comfortable talking about. So we're providing a safe space for those who would like that.
And I know we talked about it before, Brittany, but maybe once in a while we were going to get together with the women's support group and go on outings or something, like maybe go to the movies together or coffee or...
Of course, yes.
Like the malls, just to be able to hang out with other women who are going through the same thing that we go through as women. And, being that we are the strong, how would I say it? For the
stronger
families,
sex. You got it.
Yeah. And sometimes we go through things that people don't understand, plus we're going through our blindness, plus trying to hold the family down and stuff like that, so it's just a way for us to vent, to talk to other women that are maybe going through the same thing. So is that going to start on the
this
9th?
month? Yeah, I believe
On the
so.
9th?
Yes, on the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah,
At 5. Okay, so we
7
can start
o'clock my
sending.
time.
Yeah, so maybe we could start sending that out too, because I know a few people who already want to start going. I've already talked about it, so
awesome. I can't wait.
yeah. So
all right, talking about going out and taking trips, here's an article about taking trips.
18 great trips to take with a group. From Mykonos to Aspen, these are the best group vacation spots for an unforgettable trip. The chance to explore an exciting new destination or revisit a favorite spot with your pals is one of the great joys of travel. How to coordinate a group vacation depends on your group's interests, but virtually any place has the potential for a great vacation with friends. That being said, some spots are just inherently better suited for a fabulous group trip, and that can take many forms. It might mean lively nightlife, stellar restaurants with space to accommodate your entire crew, loads of activities, or wide sandy beaches for everyone to sprawl out in the sunshine. In need of group trip ideas? Our list includes 18 of the best group vacation spots around the world, whether your ideal getaway is an action-packed city break or a relaxing island escape. Tokyo, Japan. At once futuristic and deeply rooted in the past, Tokyo showcases glimmering skyscrapers alongside ancient pagodas, giant mega malls, and tiny artisan shops that honor centuries-old traditions. Book an omakase experience. Depending on the size of the restaurant, you might have the whole place to yourself, and then hit the pint-sized drinking dens in Golden Gai. And consider splurging on a traditional luxury ryokan stay with an on-site onsen in the middle of the city at Amon, Tokyo. Ibiza, Spain. Many people consider Ibiza to be the ultimate group trip destination. That's because this Balearic Islands paradise is famed for its nightlife. Of course, it's not all about bar hopping and beach clubs. Pals who prefer to relax instead of party can visit secluded coves, traipse around the chiller villages, browse the artisan shops, or just make the Six Senses Ibiza Vacation HQ. Ibiza also brims with natural beauty and hosts many yoga retreats throughout the year. Santa Teresa, Costa Rica. Searching for the perfect place to surf, do yoga, and chill with your pals? Santa Teresa is a laid-back beach town on Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula with beautiful beaches, great food, and a relaxed pace. It has an international dining scene with cuisine to please any palate, spirited bars right on the sand to watch the stunning sunsets, and lovely local boutiques to pick up souvenirs. ATV excursions, hiking, and ziplining, meanwhile, offer plenty of opportunities for adventure. Scottsdale, Arizona. Scottsdale has become a go-to destination for group trips thanks to its wide variety of activities, restaurants, and accommodations. Love high-flying fun? Sunrise hot air balloon rides over the desert await. Craving a little R&R? Book a rejuvenating massage at one of the many destination spas. After a group dinner at F&B restaurant, snooze at Adoro Scottsdale, the only autograph collection property in a certified dark sky community. Capri, Italy. An upscale coastal Italian getaway with glamorous hotels such as Capri Palace Jumeirah, plus villa rentals, fresh-caught seafood, chartered boat tours, scenic hikes, a chairlift to the highest point on the island, sun-drenched afternoons at La Fontalina, and aperitivo at the iconic Grand Hotel Casisana. Capri is a dreamy group trip destination. Just be sure to book all your reservations well in advance as things fill up quickly during high season, especially for larger groups. Cartagena, Colombia. Perched on Colombia's Caribbean coast, Cartagena turns on the charm and makes for a sizzling group getaway. Within its 16th century stone walls sits a warren of cobbled corridors, preserved Spanish colonial buildings, bougainvillea-clad balconies, striking churches like Iglesia de San Pedro Claver, and bustling plazas where groups can sit and sip cocktails while watching local performers. Cartagena is also a popular beach destination and provides access to the palm-fringed shores of Isla Barú and the Islas del Rosario. Beaches, architecture, history, nightlife. When everyone in your friend circle has different wants, Cartagena makes one of the best group vacation spots. Amsterdam, Netherlands. A charming and energetic city with a little bit of everything for everyone, Amsterdam looks like a postcard with colorful old houses, canals, flower-clad bridges, and bike paths. There are many excellent restaurants, fascinating museums, cool neighborhoods, and glorious green spaces, such as the famous Vondel Park. And with everything from dance clubs and dive bars to upscale cocktail bars and underground speakeasies, Amsterdam very much deserves its reputation as a party capital of Europe. St. Thomas. The cosmopolitan gateway to the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas is easily accessible with direct flights from most major East Coast airport hubs, which makes things much easier if you have travel buddies flying in from all over. This popular Caribbean vacation destination also wows with its beautiful beaches, incredible snorkeling, interesting cultural sites, and duty-free shopping in the capital of Charlotte-Amalie. New Orleans, Louisiana. A soulful and spirited city on the Mississippi River, New Orleans is a non-stop good time with bars and live music venues around every corner. Need a break from the more raucous side of things? Chow down on flavorful Creole cuisine, go for a ride on the historic St. Charles streetcar, and, provided you're all feeling brave, book an after-dark ghost tour. Then recharge at one of the many design-forward boutique hotels such as the Chloe, Celestine, and Hotel St. Vincent. Aspen, Colorado. World-class slopes, swanky lodgings like Hotel Jerome, a Baird's Resorts collection, and a convivial après-ski scene make Aspen the it destination for the jet-set crowd come winter. But this legendary Colorado locale also shines during the other seasons. Wildflowers bloom in the spring, summer brings sunny conditions for trekking and cycling, and fall is prime for leaf peeping. We guarantee everyone in your crew will shout out hiking the Maroon Bells as a highlight of the trip. Bali, Indonesia. There's a reason why everyone who visits Bali falls in love. The island of the gods is a magical place with an irresistible mix of nature, culture, wellness, and nightlife. Beautiful beaches, lush rice terraces, yoga, clifftop temples, fishing villages, flavorful cuisine, spa rituals, and jaw-dropping sunsets are just a few of the highlights. And a trip to this Indonesian paradise won't drain your bank account. Groups can split a huge, serviced Balinese villa with a pool and ocean views. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A renowned brewery culture remains one of the biggest reasons to take a trip to Milwaukee. For groups, that translates to good times and sprawling spaces to sip microbrews. In between pints, crews can do a tour to learn about the history of the city's beer industry. A prime perch on Lake Michigan's western shore means access to all sorts of fun waterfront activities, from kayaking and stand-up paddle boarding to jet skiing and sightseeing boat cruises. Marrakesh, Morocco. Hypnotic and at times dizzying, Marrakesh is an intoxicating mix of maze-like alleyways, vibrant souks, Moorish architecture, grand palaces, manicured gardens, and ornate mosques. Moments of peace and refreshing mint tea can be found at El Fen's rooftop refuge above the madness of the Medina. Down to splurge on a serene, next-level luxurious stay with your closest friends? The Grand Riad at Royal Mansour Marrakesh has a cinema, library, hammam, gym, and 2 swimming pools. Da Nang, Vietnam. Does your crew love try local delicacies? The central Vietnam city of Da Nang is a culinary powerhouse with an array of palate-pleasing delights and is one of the best group vacation spots for foodies. The night market stalls overflow with fresh-hauled seafood, and the fragrant aroma of bun cha kha fills the air outside the cafes. Besides mouth-watering food, there are sandy beaches, the Marble Mountains, the Bana Hills, and the intercontinental Da Nang Son Peninsula Resort for a swish group stay. Now back to the coffee time crew.
All right, guys. That's a lot of good destinations.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video and start writing some stuff down because I didn't know some of the stuff they were talking about. Some of the things that you can do.
Destinations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That footy place for the foodies that like tasting different decor. Hey, they have them all over the place. Hey, that was pretty neat though, right? All
Yeah.
over
It
the
was,
world.
yeah, all around the world.
Yeah, they would have a lot of things out here in the United States that we could do. I do want to go to Louisiana.
Yeah,
Oh
check
wow,
that out.
yeah. Louisiana is great. They got great food, doing the Mardi Gras, all of that.
Yeah. That's one thing I
You
want to
just
go.
go from bar to bar to bar.
Then, hey, we need to try bar to bar to bar.
Mm.
Yeah, so Cancun was one of them destinations. I want to go there, check that out. And see how well it will be hard to see the scene, but I know now with AI you could get a good description and stuff like that. So it's a little more like, let's go check it out. I'm down to go see it, even though I'm seeing it through a description. But like they were describing in some of the articles, I forgot the place, but it said it looked like a postcard, of the old houses and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be pretty dope. A cool little scene like that,
Oh yeah,
like a old
definitely.
school.
That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing I regret. I wish I would have traveled more before I started losing my eyesight. I know people say you could go still being visually impaired or blind or however you want to call it, but it's not the same, and I just wish
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my regrets is not traveling um a lot. I've been out of Canada. I mean, I've been out of the United States to Canada and then to TJ in Mexico, but that's not really, too much. But other than that, it's just been in the United States, and I wish I would have went through other countries and stuff like that. But
I agree with you, Monica. Me too. When I was
mhm,
visual, I was more of a workaholic, and I
me
take more
too.
trips now that I can't see, but I always take, very visual, descriptive people with me that can kind of give me that feel of actually being there. Like when I went to Vegas and zip lined and all of that stuff. I don't let it slow me down, but I surely wish that I had just been able to take more visual trips like Scotland or places that or just not the norm.
Yeah.
Tokyo or things like they were kind of mentioning here. Iceland, I would have loved Africa. I wish that I'd taken an African safari because I love
Mm-hmm.
animals and just to be able to see, gazelle getting chased by a cheetah or
Yeah.
Yeah.
a wildebeest being tracked down by the lions or, things of that sort. I wish that I'd had the opportunity to see. Now I want to do it all, but it's not going to be the same not being
Yeah.
visual.
Your
One of my
mom going
friends,
watch it.
my
Remember
friend's
the
daughter, she went to South Africa a few months ago, and she said she was eating lunch and there was just elephants walking around and it's just like, I'm all, really? And nobody was scared. She's all, no, she's all,
Um,
they'd just be walking around like nothing, like, driving around in cars and stuff. They weren't just, just walking around. And
it's
that's
normal.
something, normal and everything. But I'm just saying, I wish I would have experienced a little bit more traveling while I had most of my
Right.
eyesight.
It's like walking through the hood here where pit bulls are everywhere, but we just
Yeah, no,
know
but
them. They're
they're
not
just
going to
like,
bother us. So, but
yeah, and
someone
you
else
don't,
coming in and like, hey, you see those pit bulls? Hey, pit.
I know,
No,
I know,
I'm like,
right?
it's just a dog, honey.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just different, a different lifestyle,
Right.
different,
It
but
is. You're
it's
right.
it's probably amazing to just see those animals just walking
I
around
would have
freely.
loved it. I would
Yeah.
have loved it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds really great, guys. I would like to go experience some of that. It's true. To me, I always say it just feels like a change of weather, but you know, we gotta not get discouraged to go try something new, travel, at least try the town cuisine or the local, the local food and stuff like that. You know, the different scenes. But in that note, we're gonna cut to a quick break, guys, and we will be back.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from 2 locations, Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, you can enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your payment is July 20th. All bookings are non-refundable after July 20th. Bring your poker face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered. You can just relax there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, see Thurston74@gmail.com or Pedro at 323-631-2122, P. Aguilera at blindunited.org. Let's hit the jackpot together. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated by using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
All right, guys, and we're back. Brittany, any comments down there by any chance? We might have lost Brittany, but I know we have our loyal listeners. Paul, if you're down there, good morning. And the next article, Supreme Court rules on continues talking to social media. So let's get into that article.
Supreme Court rules that U.S. government can continue talking to social media companies. The SCOTUS ruling overturns an earlier injunction that prevented platforms from communicating with the government for more than a year. Today, the Supreme Court ruled in a 6-3 decision that the plaintiffs who'd sued the U.S. government for allegedly violating the First Amendment by communicating with social media companies about misleading and harmful content on their platforms, did not present enough evidence to prove that they had standing to sue. The case was brought by the attorneys general from Louisiana and Missouri, who alleged that government agencies have had undue influence on the content moderation practices of platforms and coerced the platforms into taking down conservative-leaning content, infringing on the First Amendment rights of their citizens. Specifically, the case alleged that government agencies like the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, coerced social media companies into removing content, including posts that questioned the use of masks in preventing COVID-19 and the validity of the 2020 election. In a May 2022 statement, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt alleged that members of the Biden administration colluded with social media companies like Meta, Twitter, and YouTube to remove truthful information related to the lab leak theory, the efficacy of masks, election integrity, and more. Last year, a federal judge issued an injunction that barred the government from communicating with social media platforms. Today, the court said that the plaintiffs could not prove that communications between the Biden administration and social media companies resulted in direct censorship injuries. In the majority opinion for Murthy v. Missouri, Justice Amy Coney Barrett wrote that the evidence indicates that the platforms had independent incentives to moderate content and often exercised their own judgment. While it is the government's responsibility to make sure it refrains from job-owning, the practice in which governments and leaders appeal to the public in an effort to influence the behavior of private companies, and in ways that potentially violate free speech, Kate Ruan, director of the Free Expression Project at the Center for Democracy and Technology, says that there are very valid reasons why government agencies might need to communicate with platforms. Communication between the government, social media platforms, and government entities is critical in providing information that social media companies can use to ensure social media users have authoritative information about where you're supposed to go to vote, or what to do in an emergency, or all of those things. She says, "It is very useful for the government to have partnerships with social media to get that accurate information out there." Google and Meta declined to comment on the case. David Green, Civil Liberties Director at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, says that the court's decision earlier this cycle on a case called National Rifle Association versus VULO was likely an indicator for how it would approach the Murthy decision. In the VULO case, the NRA alleged that New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent Maria Vullo pressured banks and insurance companies not to do business with the NRA by threatening enforcement actions and suppressed the organization's advocacy. In a 9-0 decision, the court ruled that the NRA had presented enough evidence that a case against Vullo could move forward. In the opinion, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote that the NRA's complaint plausibly alleges that Vullo threatened to wield her power against those refusing to aid her campaign to punish the NRA's gun promotion advocacy. In Murthy, however, the justices found that the plaintiffs had not presented enough evidence to show that the government had used similar tactics to pressure platforms into making content moderation decisions. Other than that, the facts involved are sort of politically motivated. The legal issue itself is not something that I think traditionally breaks down along partisan lines, says Green. But Green says that without clear guidelines, state, local, and federal government bodies, of all political leanings, could feel freer to contact platforms now. We will see a lot more of that type of government involvement in these processes, he says. Now back to the Coffee Time crew.
All right, guys, and we're back. So it's crazy how you're able to somehow weaponize social media, you know, and you hear about all these people saying, "Oh, I get banned or my post gets taken down," and things like that. And it is a touchy subject right now. I know they say they're companies and they're private owned, so it's not a public square like where we will go and conversate. Even back in the days, they had those, But I don't know. What's your opinion on this, Carol or Brittany?
For me, I'm not on any platform myself other than WhatsApp, and I just, I mean, yes, you need to censor some things, but um, everything is just out there already. So you have these groups that speak on things that are dangerous, cult wise, or about guns with these kids, or sexual platforms. So I mean, the freedom of speech is supposed to be a right, but I don't know. I don't know how censored you have to be based on. Aren't there rules that you have to agree to before you even sign up for these platforms? Generally we just kind of scroll through just to get on it, correct?
Yeah, we just scroll through and then push agree.
And don't read it, yeah, and say accept. But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
basically is what they're saying is to we're able to get kicked off if we don't go with their terms and conditions and guide
right,
standards and stuff like that. Honestly, it's a touchy subject. You have a term called hate speech.
of
Um,
course,
that is not too clear on what is hate speech. You could you could say something negative of a certain race and it's still there. You say a
right,
negative thing of a certain race and that will get taken down.
correct.
And I don't want to put specifics, but
I know. I
sometimes
know
it
exactly what
seems
you're talking about.
and it seems like it leans to a certain way.
Of course.
But there's been studies and they point out that social media like Facebook and those they were pointing more to Facebook that they want to get a reaction out of you, a like, what, oh, let me go look into that, or let me go follow this rabbit hole and keep you more in there. And it's that shock factor is what that shock factor is what they actually are going for because it will keep you in their platforms and things like that. So it benefits them at a certain point. And I do understand freedom of speech, but that's freedom of speech on telling the truth. As someone always is spewing lies and it's not the truth, is that considered covered under the umbrella of freedom of speech?
No, I don't think it should be. I mean, it seems like all of this just all of a sudden came up just based on one individual. I'm not going to say that individual, but a
Hmm,
lot of
hmm.
things have just spewed to where we were thinking the world was one way, and when this individual just popped up, we've realized the world hadn't really changed. All of these individuals just came back out, and it's like, okay, are we in 1800s again? Are we back in slavery? Are we really it impacted more fear towards a lot of individuals, because we see that there are people who really have hate towards race, and it's all based on someone who is supposed to lead our well, I'm kind of telling a little bit too much of what I'm thinking, but I
A
believe
public figure, a public
yes, a
figure.
public figure, and it's like it's just so, like you were saying, it kind of is feared towards one type of race or individual opinion based on what's wrong when it's supposed to be right according to what they say, which is not the truth.
Yes. So, yeah, and also when you say something about someone that is not a truth, and they take you to court for the something of character, diminish of character, something like that,
Right,
and
right,
and cases get brought to court and people win and stuff. What happened to that? We
that's
do.
right,
I'm not just pointing to the public figures, but sometimes even famous movie stars. They talk about each other and things like that, and it seems like
right,
now it's more accepted. It's
that's
not.
right.
It's not frowned upon. Like, oh, you're a liar. Remember that when you're a liar, you wouldn't like people to call you that, but right
Oh
now it seems
no.
like it just brushes off somebody's shoulder, some public
Hmm.
figure's shoulder, and they're just talking with conviction and authority like they are telling the truth, but
Right,
at the same time they're not. And I believe since you're a public figure, running for public office and stuff like that, you shouldn't be able to lie. You should be fact checked. But we're not we don't have none of those guidelines and stuff right now. It seems like it's a out loud. I hate to say it, but some people might feel like this a senior citizen showdown.
Oh, of course, definitely.
You know, but
May the best senior win.
yeah. But
The
back to
one
the
that has
article.
the lies are the ones that can't remember.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you say it so much that that you think they're real.
You think
But
it's the truth.
yeah, and then also I know I read a story and there were speculation. This is still speculation. They think they found a Russian farm bots operating in Twitter again. And this because they think whoever was running these bots did not pay the bill and it got exposed and they were able to prompt it and give out tweets and stuff like that. So it was a crazy little scene right there, but freedom of speech is not freedom to tell lies,
I
honestly.
agree. I agree, Pedro.
And then also freedom of speech does not mean you can spew hate hate spew hate words and messages like that, because I know we have something called hate speech, but it's still gray. We should have certain terms for certain hate words and stuff like that, but to maybe put a disclaimer, and I know in some social media sites they do put disclaimers. This might not be factual or things like that. I've seen them around.
Right.
And then you have other famous or some famous people and some people, and there are public figures, and then you have some independent media creators like on YouTube and other platforms saying they're getting shadow banned or you can't see their post and all that. And sometimes it's shows that you would think like, why would they ban you? You're not doing nothing like so out there and stuff like that. But I think sometimes some folks use that as a cover and stuff like that. I don't know. But you know, it's a little touchy subject when it comes to officials able to talk to social media companies and coordinate and things like that. Gets really iffy with people, and it looks negative. It just looks like it's something negative. you know what
Always.
what positive stuff can happen from it. We have in history different times when our government has not acted in the citizens, let's say on the public's behalf, in good
Right.
terms. They've
That's
done
right.
negative things against the public. So we're always it's always good to be aware what's happening and read up and search, and you know but that
Because that's
doesn't.
something we don't do. We're such a quick response society to where we just take whatever we hear as
Mhm.
truth instead of researching it to say, wait a minute, that's not what that individual said, and we need to be more diligent in researching what we hear as fact and not truth.
Yes, it's true. And yeah, that is really true, that we need to know what's factual and do our research. Also, sometimes these organizations, the alphabet organizations like FBI and CIA and all that, we need those.
We do.
Even though sometimes they make mistakes, or things like that, or we don't agree on something they've done, but to abolish like those type of organizations can do damage. For example, the FBI was brought on to handle organized crime. You
That's
know
correct.
what was happening back in the 40s and you know, with all those in Chicago and all those old gangsters, all them,
Mobsters. Mm-hmm.
the mobsters and stuff. That's what came along, and that's what kind of started bringing out the peace. And they were locking these folks up. I
Right.
know it doesn't work like it needs to. Like sometimes they couldn't catch a couple of them on murder charges and other things like that. but they catch them on tax evasion and other forms of other crimes.
Something. That's correct.
Something and stuff like that. But before the FBI was formed, they couldn't handle something like that. So
Oh
we
no.
do need these organizations for organized crime. If somebody wants, remember defund the police, and a certain side said that's wrong. I agreed with them, even though I might not like most of their what they like and what they are calling for, but I don't think we needed to defund all departments, and that's like a whole loaded term right there,
Of
that I don't.
course.
Yeah,
Of course.
but now you hear that same side and
Yes.
abolish the FBI.
That's
It's like
right.
it just switched heads. It went from that side to this side. So it's crazy. And
And it's
social
about
media.
money because money sometimes unfortunately will change the truth. So if I can pad your pockets with a little cash, you can look the other way and allow me to continue to make this crime happen.
Yes, yes, and it's a little crazy out there. So and then moving on that now to a lighter term, more in the physics and stuff. I have another article, so we're gonna listen to that. A little bit of something of dark matter, just to switch over the conversation.
Okay.
Dark matter may not be invisible after all. This discovery could prove it. Scientists found a new way to track elusive particles in the Earth's atmosphere. Ultrafine dark matter, millions of times lighter than electrons, could flow through the cosmos in waves. We might just have an easy way to check for tiny interactions between this dark matter and the ionosphere. If this idea is validated, it's an inexpensive and low-lift way to confirm or rule out one theory. In the ongoing science quest to observe dark matter, there's a new method in town. Researchers from Cornell University said in a new preprint paper, not yet peer-reviewed or published, that dark matter could be striking Earth's ionosphere, the magnetized plasma portion of Earth's outermost atmosphere that is constantly struck by solar radiation, burning out and fading away into low-frequency radio waves that could be isolated and measured. Paul Sutter explained the dark matter landscape while reporting on the paper for Live Science. Dark matter may be made of massive particles, but searches for those kinds of particles have largely turned up empty, he said. So, an intriguing alternative is that dark matter is exceptionally light, either in the form of theoretical particles known as axions, or as an exotic form of photon that carries a bit of mass. Sutter explained that these maybe particles of dark matter are millions of times lighter than anything we observe or theorize about in the visible universe. Think of these forms of matter like granulated sugar and powdered sugar. The differences, including how they behave in recipes and must be handled, make it easy to imagine how fine and fluffy, exotic dark matter would create a new paradigm. Part of that paradigm could be completely revolutionary. The dark matter may not be completely dark at all. Dark matter is called dark because it's invisible to us and does not measurably interact with anything other than gravity. It could be interspersed between the atoms that make up the Earth and everything on it, all the time, and we'd never know for sure. But for certain very specific types of dark matter, there may be some cross-lightness mingling. The authors said that if a particular set of parameters is true, we should be able to observe a certain kind of dark matter within Earth's ionosphere. That dark matter is not completely dark, as Sutter puts it, and has some rare and weak interaction with visible particles. The team describes two types of ultrafine dark matter, one that sometimes interacts with photons and one that sometimes interacts with two photons. The former interaction requires a plasma, the state of matter where a cloud of atoms act together, to be present. The latter requires a background magnetic field. When the wave of ultrafine dark matter flows over the Earth, our ionosphere meets both conditions. The ionosphere is an ideal place to look for the telltale signs of this particular form of dark matter, the scientists explain, because we already spend a lot of time and resources doing studies of it. We have good tools and working models in place, and scientists wouldn't have to venture far outside of those paradigms to look for ultrafine dark matter. Additionally, the ionosphere has natural CAPTCHA-style protection from false positives, like a daily solar fluctuation that would show in a true signal and not show in a spurious one. What this calls for, the researchers conclude, is a new kind of antenna tuned to the particular details of this dark matter scenario. But it would be straightforward to make there, and cheap enough to build and install them that the team suggests an entire array of them be put in place. In a place with the least amount of human-made noise and the right kind of tools in place, we might finally observe dark matter after all. Now back to the coffee time crew.
Okay, guys. So, hey, when you're able to do some experiments at a low rate, hey, I'm all for it. Plus, we do need to know if we need to continue with this dark matter theory or dismiss this dark matter theory. There is theories that include no dark matter and the universe is able to work the same as what they think it's dark matter. Also, the dark matter and dark energy is a theory, and it's particles that aloof are instruments. They're not able to measure. They're not able to keep them and measure them out. But with this experiment, and they need to know. They need to find out if it's a concrete theory or they need to actually do something else to confirm. But who know that our ionic sphere would be able to be hosting an experiment like this. So I'm looking forward to it. I like about things about space and the planets and astrology, astronomy and stuff like that. But good morning, Paul. Yes, looking forward to this hot week. It's gonna be hot. Also, Ed, good morning to you too.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on in our science and things like that. Um, see if I could bring you more of that once I found a couple more articles. But I
And
wanted
I
to touch on some. Go ahead, Carol.
Oh, and I was just gonna say I used to love science as a kid, and a lot of that stuff I would just kind of view like air. It's like we can feel it, but we can't see it unless it's cold, and you can, if you were able to see, you could see your breath come out or what have you. But a lot of it you just couldn't explain, but you knew it was there. So, I just kind of viewed a lot of it like that.
Yes, yes, and that's how they're viewing it too. It's like
Right.
saying, we know air, we can't see it, we don't know, we can't see it at all, but we know it's there because by what
We
we
feel it.
feel or what we
Mm-hmm.
experience, excuse me, what we experience. So, this is what they're trying to get this done on a concrete level and things like that. Also, I wanted to touch a little bit on You Can Give, guys. You Can Give is a program um that gives canes to individuals that need it outside our country and other third world countries across the world. They put canes on people's hands, more than 2,500 canes, guys, more
Whew.
than 2,500 canes. They go to children, they go to seniors that they can't afford these type of things. I know we could get online, we could order a cane, we could go to the store, we could go to the Braille Institute, pick up one, get our colors, we could even get them customized, guys. But unfortunately, we have folks in our blind community that are not in our country that need that cane and need our help. And what you can give, you can provide that. You could put a cane on a child's hands. I know when I first got my cane, it was put in my hand. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? But man, now I cannot imagine myself without my eyes, guys. My cane is my eyes. And I cannot imagine it walking out and going out, especially in some other countries, in some parts of the world, the terrain is treacherable, you know. And what what You Can Give does, they go over there, they train the blind individual how to navigate. They give them even documentation in audible form so they could hear it on how to fix their cane, how to navigate, and getting more in depth into that. So if you would like to donate your cane, if you see me or Ed Davis or Pedro, that's me, you can give me the cane or to Ed, and we will get it to the proper place. Or you could go to blindunited.com or email us, and we could get you a label to get it shipped out free. Once again, that's info at blindunited.org if you want more information you can give. And another service that You Can Give provides is custom canes with a K.com. You can order your custom canes, and all the proceeds go to You Can Give to put those canes on those hands, guys. So if you ever wanted a cane with the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Lakers, the Clippers, whatever it may be, get your sports teams ready, guys. You could get your custom cane from customcanes.com. You could be all blue. It could be all pink for the girls. Get the pink with the little with the little stones on it. Get it all bling bling, you know. And for the guys, get yourself a gold one. I know a fella that has a gold cane. And he's right there bling blinging. But that, once again, guys, that's You Can Give, okay? Customcanes.com, and that's custom with a K. So we're back to the show, guys. I just had to tell you that a little bit of that information. I feel like this is a good help to folks that need help, you know, because having an independence is, it's a feeling that is priceless. When these young folks, when they get like a car, they get the little motorcycle, they get something, they hop in it, they're like, oh, freedom. That's how I feel when I get my cane. When I first got my cane, I was like, oh, let's go. Where am I going today? Where am I? Remember that feeling when you first got your car and you're like, where am I going today? You're excited just to get in your car. You don't know
Right?
where you're going. You don't know where you're
Uh-uh.
going.
Just in the car out.
Just in the car, looking cool, got the radio bumping. Where are we going?
Well, that's it. I have my cane. I have a little bit of sight, so my cane is purple, and the tip and the handle is I love fluorescent green as well. So the tip and the handle are fluorescent green. The whole cane's purple. So when I'm out with my friends and stuff, I know where my cane is right away. Like I don't want to get somebody else's cane, So it does help a little bit if you have a little site to, get it custom made, because then you could just say, hey, that's my cane, and nobody could argue
Right.
with you about it. So it is, people do, oh, that's nice, a purple one, because everybody's just used to seeing the white and red cane. But that's
Right.
so plain now. Everybody's doing different things. I know a few people who have custom canes that they use, some for this day, some for that day, depends on what they're wearing, what. My friend has her cane, her favorite color is red, so it's red then bling blinged with the rhinestones on it and everything. But it does get a lot of attention because people don't, like I said, everybody's just used to the white and red canes. But
Y'all calling me a regular person. That's I got the standard cane, guys. Well, I know where I gotta go. You
yeah,
can give. I'm going to
You can
exactly, exactly.
give.
customcanes.com, guys. And they
Mhm.
have accessories. I have a cane sheath, and I love it. I love it because I could just put my cane when I'm at a bout and I need to do something. I could just put it in there. I don't have to put it against the wall, against the table, or put it down, and then I'm kind of in a hurry and I forget my eyes, you know? And
Mhm.
with a cane sheaf, you could just store it there, put it in there, and you're good. They also have like accessories. Like I was just saying, the cane sheep, they have a light you could clip on in front of your cane if you need a little extra light.
That's what I want to get. I want to get that light.
Yeah, so they got other things too, like these, man, they got so many different accessories, and the proceeds go to You Can Give, guys. If you go check out You Can Give in their website, you will see videos when he's handing out canes, and he handing out canes to this little girl. She was like what, like 9, 7, and he puts the
Wow.
cane in her hand, and she starts walking, and it's a little kid walking with a cane, guys. You know, he goes to these schools and gives out these canes overseas. So, you know, to see a kid get his independence and able to navigate a hall, they wouldn't like the little girl wouldn't step out of her classroom, and with the canes, he's able to step out, go to the cafeteria, and to see that, it's like, oh, she's making her way, and it's cute, even though, and it's a
That's
small
what I was
little
gonna say
cane.
too.
Yeah, sense of freedom.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for Easter, Braille had a Easter egg hunt for the kids, And honestly, I mean, I've been through Braille. I do a lot of stuff with a lot of visually impaired groups. But I've never really seen a whole bunch of little kids with canes, and I thought it was so cute. But man, they walk with those canes like they have eyes. And it's just so cute because it's their little canes are like 3 feet, but they walk around like they could see. And I was just amazed about seeing all those little kids, walking around with those canes and stuff. I've never really seen that before. Like I said, I see a lot of adults with vision problems or whatever with canes, but to see little kids, I'm thinking, wow, that was amazing for them to be that young and being able to walk with those canes and just rely on those canes. So
And you have to think
Yeah.
kids are fearless,
yeah,
unlike us,
yeah.
we have fear, where kids are fearless and they
Hmm.
just, gravitate to whatever's there. We're always thinking about falling or running into this, that, or the other, where the kids just, hey, I just want to move.
And I
Yeah.
even asked one, I'm all, excuse me, do you mind if I see your cane? And she probably thought I was weird, but I'm visually impaired too, but I've never seen a little cane like that. And she was nice. The
Right.
mom, had her talk to me and stuff. And, she was trying to school me, but, but
Right.
it was just amazing. And it made me realize, man, there's little kids out there that don't think about, man, I have a cane. They just walk around like
No.
nothing.
Right.
To me, that was like a nice experience for me.
It opens your eyes to where you're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, shoot, if they're that confident, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, yeah. Because honestly, I don't use my cane all the time. I mean,
I've
Yeah.
heard that.
I'm not
Wah,
gonna lie,
wah, wah,
but
wah.
But
I
yeah,
think,
guys.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is cute to see him like that, and that's why You Can Give is close to what we're trying to do at Blind United, and we push it because we do unfortunately have children that are blind and are not able to get a cane. In some parts of the world, the country might not even have one cane within their borders. So, this mission is, I think it's something great that is happening, putting an independence, in these children's hands, these adult and senior citizens' hands, guys.
Awesome.
Well, I also
And I,
think that it's a good um, foundation because I know, especially being born and raised in another country, a lot of people don't accept that. They don't accept people being blind. I know I have a friend who's Korean, and her parents do not allow her to walk around with that cane. They're embarrassed by it and stuff, but she said it's like not normal for people to be walking around in Korea with canes. So I think it's a little harder for them to get canes. So this is a great, you know, foundation, whatever, organization to help people, who probably can't get that. Even, like I said, it has to do a lot with culture and stuff, and it's not freely, like how it is here. Um,
right.
I know she had when she's barely started going to Borough, it was an issue with her because her parents, like I said, did not want her walking around with that cane. They told her she don't need it. and stuff like that. And she's been at Braille for a few years, and now she's starting to use it more. But I know they were so against her using her cane, and that was a lot of the issues she had because she couldn't become independent.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and even my other friend, I think he's from China, and he said the sidewalks over there. I don't know if it's China, so I think it is. But he was saying the sidewalks are so uneven, and it's hard to walk with a cane. It's not like they're smooth or anything. Where he's from, but
Mm.
so they probably don't get canes as much because of the sidewalks. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a great thing that Custom Canes and You Can Give are doing, guys. So check them out. And with the music in the background, we're coming to an end of this Monday. What you called it last time, Carol?
Hey, make it magnificent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it Magnificent Monday.
Everybody stay safe, stay hydrated, stay cool.
Mhm.
Drink lots of water.
Yeah, guys, and stay cool. Any last words, Carol? You too, Monica.
No, I mean it's been an awesome show. So again, you all just enjoy it. Enjoy your day.
All right. You, Monica? Any shout outs before we go?
No, just to all my blind peeps, let's keep moving forward. Don't let nothing hold us back.
Okay. And to our listeners, thank you again, Paul. What's up, First Amendment, Ed? So
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning,
Paul.
What's up, Paul?
All right. And that note, guys, we're out.